C.S. Lewis wrote, "Everything that is not eternal is worthless in eternity." That ties into today's message on wisdom out of the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 7. When a wicked man dies, his hope perishes. All he expected from his power comes to nothing. Power is an entity. It's real. And we all know when we have it, and we know when we don't. We know it physically and psychologically. We know it sociologically. We know it politically, religiously, and spiritually. Excuse me. We learn this at a very early age. A baby screaming for milk discovers she holds power over her mother. This becomes more sophisticated so that by the time she's turned 2, it's become manipulative power. And if this power isn't tempered by proper discipline, then you've got a psychopath in the making. And that's when all hope that you invested in your child perishes. Power originates with God. He is almighty or all-powerful, full of power. Yet God is love. In other words, the power God wields is tempered by love. So we can fear God, yet also trust him implicitly. Power entered the human domain in the beginning when God gave Adam and Eve dominion or power to rule over the earth. Prior to sin, there was nothing evil in the power that Adam and Eve exercised. However, the fall introduced corruption, a falling away from true good. St. Augustine taught that all abused power is a falling away from true power, because all true power resides in God. In a fallen world, power always brings with it the potential for abuse. It needs to be tempered with love. Where there is no love, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Love, when broken down to its practical dimension, the dimension that we are talking about in the book of Proverbs, where it comes down to practical wisdom, love is equivalent to responsibility. Power without responsibility takes on a nefarious quality. In this way, power is a magnet to the corrupted. So the terrorist would use nuclear power to kill millions because of the absence of loving responsibility. The terrorist is the wicked man of Proverbs who seeks to use power to destroy. On the other hand, the doctor who's taken the Hippocratic oath, making him responsible for the survival and the service of others, uses nuclear power to bring healing. To the degree that we balance power with love, we will remain uncorrupted by power. The moment our motives operate selfishly, power assumes the advantage and corrupts us. In Lord of the Rings, Frodo offers Gandalf the ring of power, and Gandalf recoils and he says, "I would use this ring from a desire to do good, but through me it would wield a power too great and terrible to imagine." Jesus also rejected power. When Satan offered him the kingdoms of this world, he said, "Away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him alone." This means that we're in this world as servants of God, not to be the powerful, but to be servants of all, to serve God by serving others. And this proverb also has a future dimension. It talks about life beyond the grave, or the possibility of hope beyond the grave. It says that a wicked man, when he dies, all of his hope perishes. But the righteous, on the other hand, are the complete opposite. We place all our hope beyond the grave. If in this life only, Paul, the apostle, said, if in this life only we have hope in Christ, we are of all men most miserable. So our hope lies beyond the grave. The Christian plans everything with eternity in mind. We know that the world and its desires will pass away, but everyone, whosoever does the will of God, lives forever. So time isn't running out for the Christian. Time is on our side because we have got a bright and eternal future. And that's the wisdom from Proverbs for us today. Look forward to seeing you soon for more wisdom out of this wonderful book.